There are growing concerns about an outbreak of a rare blood infection. It's spreading across Wisconsin and Michigan, and so far it's linked to as many as 17 deaths. Dozens more have been sickened. The bacteria is called Ehrlichia, and the CDC is working to find out where it is coming from. Here to explain is CBS News medical contributor Dr. Holly Phillips. Dr. Phillips, good to see you.
Great to be here.
So tell us about this. Where is it coming from, and what is this bacteria?
Right. So it's called Ehrlichia. It has such a strange name because it's actually named after the microbiologist who discovered it. Her name was Elizabeth King, hence Ehrlichia. This is not a new bacteria, although the strain that seems to be spreading now in Wisconsin is a slightly different one than we're used to seeing. It can cause serious blood infections or meningitis, but generally we see 5 to 10 cases in every state every year. But just since November, we've seen more than 50 cases in southern Wisconsin and a huge number of deaths. So this is truly considered an outbreak.
One death is too many there.
Right.
What are the risks, and who's at risk, I should say, and what are the symptoms?
Sure. Now, the symptoms, because it's linked with meningitis and blood infections, you get fever, chills, you can get neck pain, headache, and even skin infections. Now, the people most at risk for very serious illness or death from this are newborns, the elderly, people with compromised immune systems or underlying illnesses. For people who don't fall into those groups or who are otherwise healthy, you'd probably be fine if you contracted it. But still, we need to be extraordinarily vigilant. The average age of the people who've died in Wisconsin is about 77. So it's affecting the older population.
And again, where is it coming from? The source, so important.
Well, that's why we're really talking about this. That's why it's making such big news. Now, the CDC has sent an entire team up to southern Wisconsin to try and figure this out. Usually, the bacteria spreads in healthcare settings. So think things like nursing homes, assisted living centers, hospitals. We're not seeing it only there. We're seeing people who've been in their homes get it, as well as some people who've also been in clinics. It cannot be transmitted person to person. It usually spreads in water sources. But again, it's not following those rules. We're not necessarily seeing it in sinks. We're not necessarily being able to find it in air conditionings. So now the experts are really trying to look at food sources or even personal hygiene products, things like lotion, toothpaste. They're really trying to turn over all the leaves to see where they can find out what the source might be.
And real quick, the most important question, can it be treated?
It can be treated. However, it is resistant to a huge number of antibiotics. So probably the main thing the CDC wants to get done is making sure the medical community out there is perfectly aware of this illness so that it gets diagnosed quickly and the right antibiotics are started. Also, the faster it's diagnosed, the faster we can try and figure out what the cases have in common and then try and discover what the source is.
All right, Dr. Holly Phillips, you're the expert. Thank you. Always good to see you.
Great to be here.